The Titan Arcade Stick for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, retailing for $224.99. This is the company that produced it. I'm not going to try and say that because I have no idea how it's pronounced, and the internet was of no help in finding that out. But moving on. This is an officially licensed product featuring a Sanwa lever and 30mm Sanwa buttons. It also, importantly, has a touchpad on it, as well as buttons for L3 and R3 inputs. It also has a switch to determine if you're inputting through the D-pad, left analog stick, or right analog stick, meaning that this arcade stick has all the functionality of a standard controller. With one exception, as this is purely a wired device and does not have a wireless option. Now obviously, despite technically having all the functionality of a standard controller, that doesn't make this suitable for playing every single game on the platform, as it only has the one stick, and you can change where it's inputting from, but a good many modern games require the use of both the right and left stick at the same time. So modern 3D gaming is pretty much out of the question. But those aren't the kind of games you buy an arcade stick for. The main reason most people buy an arcade stick for is for fighting games. And needless to say, this stick does excel in that particular genre. It's also a great choice if you're a fan of 2D gaming in general. Compilations of arcade games are greatly enhanced when you're using an arcade stick. The vast majority of games that are presented in 2D are actually enhanced when using an arcade stick, even when they have absolutely nothing to do with arcade gaming. This stick does have the option for turbo fire, which can be useful when playing old shoot-'em-ups, or games like the various Mega Man collections. This particular stick is unique in the fact that its lever and buttons are further away from one another than on the vast majority of sticks. Most sticks only have 1.5 to 2 inches between the lever and buttons. The Titan has nearly 4 inches between the lever and buttons. That fact alone was the reason I was interested in this stick, as that extra space prevents me from having wrist pain while using this device. I have tested this device on both a PlayStation 4 and a PlayStation 5, and found no issue on either. You can also use this device on PC, and while that can be a good experience, there can be a great deal of configuring depending on what games you are playing. The Titan is a bit more expensive than some of the other options that are available, but it is far from being the most expensive stick available for PlayStation consoles. Many of the cheaper options out there don't include touchpads, and the touchpad's presence is important if you're looking for full compatibility. But it does cost over $200 at the end of the day, being more expensive than a DualSense Edge. So, if the price of $225 is worth it to you will depend solely on what kind of games you find yourself playing. For die-hard fighting game fans, and lovers of the old school, such as myself, the Titan will be well worth your investment. If you are someone without such interests, I'm not sure why you're watching a video on an arcade stick to begin with. Please do subscribe, comment, like, and tell your friends.